మరి అడవిలో దుంపలు తవ్వుకుంటాం, ఎండు దుంపలు తవ్వుకుంటాం, ఆరి తెగలని తెగ దుంపలు తవ్వుకుంటాం. మళ్ళీ ఈ కూరలు తెచ్చుకుంటాం, ఈ దొడ్డుమూర అని, ఏంటి రాయిసారి కూర, కంచెడి పువ్వులు, కంచెడి పిక్కలు, అడ్డ పిక్కలు, ఈ మండి కూర, ఇలాంటి కూరలన్నీ కూడా మేము తిని అనుభవాన్ని చేసి ఉండేవాళ్ళం. మా చిన్నతనం అప్పుడు మేము యజమానులు ఆయకుండా ముందే మా పెద్దలు కూడా ఇటువంటి సైన్యంలోనే బతికి జీవించుకొని మేము వచ్చాము. అడవి ఆధారం లేకపోతే మేము ఆ టైంలో మహాకఠినంగా చచ్చిపోతుంది. ఇప్పటికైనా కష్టమే.
ఏ కూర అయినా అందులో అడవిదే, మాదన్నీ కూడా అడవిలోనే. చారు కూర ఇప్పుడు ప్రస్తుతానికి దొరికేది కంచెడు పిక్కలని, కంచెడు పువ్వులని, గొడ్డు కూర, కొంకుడు కూర అని చిన్న చిన్న కూర ఇలా చుట్టుగా ఉంటుంది, చుమ్మ చుట్టినట్టుగా ఉంటుంది. అడవి లేని మాకేం ఆధారం లేదండి. అలాగే ఏదో ఒక రకంగా దాని మీద మా ఆధారం అంట.
India is home to a wide variety of plant and animal life in its dense evergreen forests and scrub jungles. With 46,000 plant and 81,000 animal species, India's forests represent 8% of the planet's known biological diversity. Although much of the forest's wealth has been irreversibly lost to construction, human habitation, roads and thefts, the rate of deforestation has slowed down, and forest cover may even have improved slightly in recent years. This is in large part due to participatory management initiatives that have led to improved governance of forests. Forests are important not just for their timber, but also for a range of other economic and non-economic reasons. Non-timber forest products, also known as NTFPs, obtained from about 3,000 plant species in India, are an important source of food and income for tribals and poor people living in and around forests.
సీకాయ తెచ్చుకుంటాం, చీపురు తెచ్చుకుంటాం, అడ్డాకు తెచ్చుకుంటాం, కూరగాయలు తెచ్చుకుంటాం. అడవిలో పెట్టి అడవిలో ఏ దినుసు అయినా మేము తెచ్చుకుంటాం. అడవిలో లేకపోతే మా ఆధారే మాకు లేదు.
There are roughly 1.4 million such people spread across 170,000 villages. Many NTFPs are used in medicine and other sectors, and the trade is huge and growing. Of the $70 billion worth of NTFPs that are traded annually in India, the government's revenue is equal to $400 million, which is half the total forest revenue. With expanding markets overseas, exports have also grown. Total exports in 1991 were worth $480 million. By 1997, export earnings were more than $1,300 million. But hardly any of the profits are passed on to the tribals, who are the primary managers, protectors, and gatherers of these resources.
People తెచ్చి ఇంత కట్టలు కట్టి అమ్మేస్తాం. తర్వాత చిల్ల గింజలు ఏరుతున్నాం. పై పెట్టున అమ్మేవాళ్ళం సార్. బయట అమ్మేవాళ్ళము పై పెట్టోళ్ళకి. అట్లయితే మాకు ఏం లాభం వచ్చేది కాదు.
Although measures were introduced by the government to protect tribal interests, such as the nationalization of valuable NTFPs in the 1960s and 1970s, tribals have not benefited as hoped. The trouble was that the commodity chain that resulted from nationalization put the lion's share of the profits in the hands of the government, its agents and intermediaries, because it reduced the number of legal buyers and allowed them to behave in a monopolistic way. Since the intermediaries had the ready cash needed to pay gatherers, they could play the market to their own advantage and take an unfair cut of the profits. It was noted, for instance, that government agencies were buying only the better quality NTFPs in order to maximize their own profits, and this was reducing official collection to levels way below the potential of forests. The pricing policy was also unfair towards the poor.
Government does it very inefficiently, government's overheads are high, government's profit margin is low, it depends on subsidy, it is not able to dispose of its products in time, it is not even able to buy directly from the gatherers, so therefore gatherers end up selling at a low rate to the agents and agents sell it to government. So on the whole, no one wins.
In Andhra Pradesh, the Girijan Cooperative Corporation, or GCC, set up by the state government of Andhra Pradesh for the socio-economic upliftment of tribals, was conferred with monopoly rights for the marketing of 29 of the most commercially valuable NTFPs in 1979. Gathering was to be done only by tribals, who would then sell them at designated points run by the GCC. The NTFPs would then be bulked up at certain points for grading and processing and would then be sold in the domestic market, exported or stored depending on the type of the product and demand in the market.
GCC has many strengths in the sense as an organization which is almost there for the last 45 years, more than 45 years. It is known to all the tribals. And second thing is large number of tribals at different levels, that is from the cutting edge level to the state level. You have officers who knows how to handle this NTFP on a large scale.
In the early 1990s, village-level forest management committees, known as the Vana Samrakshana Samitis or VSSs, were created under the Joint Forest Management Program, a system of co-management between forest users and the state. These VSSs were conferred with rights over NTFPs, which led to friction between the Forest Department and GCC staff at the field level, and soon questions were being asked about who should be in charge of managing NTFPs. Adding to this confusion was the permission given to self-help groups to procure NTFPs in 2001. These groups were created under a large donor-assisted poverty reduction program.
The GCC has taken forest area from the forest department on lease. So forest department is also a big department scattered all over Andhra Pradesh. They used to feel that they are the owners of the forest. But GCC has his role, they felt that GCC is a contractor, forest contractor. Understandings were not proper there. So that also created some gap.
Until this point, there was hardly any dialogue between the Forest Department, civil society organizations and the GCC. It was in such a climate that the Center for People's Forestry, an NGO headquartered in Hyderabad, started looking into the issues of NTFP management through a participatory action research study. The Center for People's Forestry, or CPF, along with its network of 32 partner NGOs, spread over 12 districts, aimed to create a common platform for discussions between the Forest Department, the GCC, NGOs, VSSs, and forest-dependent communities through a series of stakeholder consultations at state and regional levels.
No, CPF took a very good initiative in that regard, and they organized a lot of public opinion and also mobilized a lot of training programs all over the state in all the agency tracks, involving the GCC, the department, and then the DPIP and other all the stakeholders, the tribal primary collectors of NTFP, and even some of the purchasers of NTFP and all that. And it's a very good initiative. And but for such an initiative, we would not have understood many of the key areas where we need to focus.
రేట్ మరి ఇప్పుడు డోకర్ గ్రూప్ ఉందండి, వాళ్ళ దగ్గర మేము లోన్ తీసుకుని ఆకులు కొన్నామంటే డోకర్ వరకు రమ్ము.
CPF has made an effort to understand the viewpoint of all parties and find ways of enhancing communication. For forest dwellers, it does this by demystifying complex forest regulations and explaining in local dialects what it all means in terms of access to forests and their rights.
అవకాశం కలిగేలాగా సాధ్యమైనంత వరకు ఈ సంవత్సరంలోనే మాక్సిమం ప్రయత్నం చేస్తాము.
For the Forest Department, CPF provides information on the livelihood constraints of indigenous people. For the GCC, it extends support on improving transparency and accountability at the field level. NTFP management and trade can be improved by helping communities to demand fair trade practices among intermediaries by increasing their awareness of the value chain, tribal rights and trade practices. Take the case of Adda leaf, which is used in making leaf plates and where most of the production occurs between March and June. Preliminary processing and bundling is done by the collectors at the village level and sold at the local shandy to intermediaries engaged by leaf plate makers, traders or the GCC. The GCC bulks up the leaves at warehouses and auctions them in an open market. Intermediaries and traders figure prominently in this chain due to the high yields and commercial value of the produce. While they are exploitative, they are also crucial in ensuring that collection, bulking and transport are done on time. Government certainly does not have the capacity to cover all the Adda leaf trade in the state, and much of the resource would be wasted without the presence of private traders and intermediaries. In the case of NTFPs with longer value chains ending in urban areas or other countries, there are several layers of agents and sub-agents, each with their own cut of the profits. Examples of this are edible gums and honey. The bulk of the profits go to intermediaries and retailers outside the village and forests. CPF believes that the GCC could deliver more benefits to poor tribals if it can be made more accountable and transparent. This is because it can procure directly from the primary collectors with its extensive and unparalleled network of depots, even in the most difficult and remote areas. Of course, the functioning of the GCC would require sustained reform.
అంతకుముందు అంటే ఇట్లా మాది వాళ్ళు వచ్చి వేరే దాళాలు వచ్చాయి మాకేమని అంటే అది మేము జీసీ ఉంది కదా జీసీకి అమ్ముతామని మేము తీసుకొచ్చేవాళ్ళు అంటే మేము ఇంత ఇస్తాం బియ్యం ఇస్తాం ఇది ఇస్తామని మధ్య తీసుకుంటేవాళ్ళు వేరే మేము ఇవ్వమని మేము గట్టికి తిరగబడితే మాకు జీసీసీ ఉంది కదా మాకు మేము మధ్యలో ఎందుకు ఇవ్వాలని మేము అన్నా అంటే సరేలే తీసుకెళ్ళాలని అడిగి వరకు అంటారు రేపు మానేస్తాడు జీసీ పక్కన ఉంటుంది జీసీ పక్కన ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి ఈ పక్క దగ్గర వాడికి ఇవ్వాలి దూరపడికి ఇవ్వకూడదు ఏదన్నా ఆపత వచ్చిందంటే పక్కన పోయి ఇన్ని అడగొచ్చు అయ్యా మాకు కొంచెం తక్కువ వచ్చింది ఏమంటే
A pilot project on monitoring has been initiated at Bhadrachalam in collaboration with a partner NGO, ASDS. This project is supporting the GCC to improve transparency and accountability in weighing and payments through tribal volunteers who are placed at the procurement centers.
మీరు అన్నారు ఆవిడ కూడా బాగలేదన్న మాట కూడా తెలిసిపోయింది.
జీసీసీలో స్టాక్ పెట్టాము, ఒక స్టాక్ పెడితే లాస్ అయిపోతాము, ఆ లాస్ ఎవరు భరిస్తారు? మేము 50 రూపాయలు తీసుకుంటాం, బయట వాళ్ళకి అమ్ముకుంటాం, బిల్లు రాసుకుంటాం ఆఫీస్లో అని అంటాం.
క్వాంటిటీలో క్వాలిటీ సరిగ్గా తీసుకోవట్లేదు, సరైన రేట్ ఇవ్వట్లేదు, తూకాల్లో తేడాలు చూపిస్తున్నారు జీసీసీ వాళ్ళు, తరుగు తీస్తున్నారు అనేది నింద వచ్చింది మీటింగ్. దాన్ని రెక్టిఫై చేయడం కోసం మేము ప్రతి 11 శాండీస్ ఉన్నాయి, 11 శాండీస్లో వాలంటీర్స్ ఉంటారు. సంతలు జరుగుతాయి, ఆ సంతలో జీసీసీ కొనుగోలు కేంద్రం దగ్గర మన వాలంటీర్ ఉంటాడు. ఈ వాలంటీర్ రోల్ ఏముంది అంటే వాలంటీర్స్ అందరికీ కూడా క్వాలిటీ ఎట్లా ఉండాలి, క్వాంటిటీ ఎట్లా ఉండాలి, దాని రేట్లు ఏంటి అనేది ట్రైనింగ్ ఇవ్వడం జరిగింది. వాళ్ళు శాండ్ ఇన్స్పెక్టర్ జీసీసీ కొనుగోలు దగ్గర కాటా దగ్గర ఉండి వీళ్ళే తూకం చేస్తారు, రేటు ఇది నెంబర్ 1 ఇది నెంబర్ 2 అని డిసైడ్ చేస్తారు, దీని రేట్ ఇంత అనేది వాళ్ళు మార్క్ చేసి ఇస్తారు. దాని ప్రకారం జీసీసీ రికార్డ్ చేసుకుని పేమెంట్ చేస్తూ ఉంటుంది.
CPF has embarked on a combination of activities to help improve awareness of unscrupulous trade practices. Folk plays were organized to highlight the importance of sustainable methods of extraction as well as selling the produce to the GCC.
రకరకాల ఉత్పత్తులు తెచ్చుకోవాలి, సహకార సంఘాల్లో అమ్ముకోవాలి.
ఫస్ట్ రకం ఇది 140 రూపాయలు కేజీ.
Their efforts to improve access to information and build confidence levels among local NGOs and rural communities continues through the establishment of a variety of resource centers.
The pilot project taken up by CPF has brought out many important issues, especially in harvesting and marketing of NTFP products in the state of Andhra Pradesh. This academy is educating and providing extension services to different VSS in the state. There are about 7,000 VSS in the state. We thought that the study material developed in this project will be quite useful for the VSS. We therefore took the help of CPF in designing some posters and educational materials. Through these materials we have disseminated the required information to all our VSS members. Now we see very good impact in combating destructive harvesting of NTFP products and also securing remunerative prices to our communities in the field.
But some challenges remain, especially in scaling up and creating the conditions for a successful exit strategy.
అంటే మా కష్టాలు మీరు పంచుకోవడానికి ఉన్నారా జీసీలో అని నేను
This progress will be sustained in the long run if rural communities can be empowered to fight for their own rights and ensure that government and private traders work for them rather than the other way around.